Awaken your spirit, chosen ones. Within each of us lies a spark waiting to ignite, a calling, a purpose, a brilliance that refuses to remain hidden. The greatest illusion ever played by those destined for greatness was convincing the world they were ordinary. In the grand theater of life, they have mastered the art of blending in, watching silently as the rest of the world moves to a rhythm they believe they control. Picture this: a game of unimaginable complexity unfolding before your eyes. The players move with confidence, believing they understand the rules, oblivious to the fact that the game itself has been designed long before their arrival. Each move they make, each victory they celebrate, is but a calculated step in a grander scheme. And the irony? Those who see themselves as victors are often the pawns, unwitting participants in a masterpiece of strategy beyond their comprehension. This is not about arrogance. It is a reflection of reality. Consider this. Research reveals that the majority of people overestimate their own intelligence, with studies indicating that nearly 80% of individuals rate themselves as more capable than they truly are. The so-called winners bask in their self-assurance, their confidence often built on a fragile foundation of misunderstanding and presumption. Meanwhile, the chosen ones, those who truly grasp the game, remain in the shadows quietly observing, their every move deliberate and precise. Imagine the patience it takes to sit back while the world moves noisily around you, the discipline required to resist the temptation to boast or prove oneself prematurely. The chosen ones understand that timing is everything. They know that true power is not loud or ostentatious. It is subtle, resilient, and deeply rooted in clarity of purpose. While others chase fleeting victories, they invest in long-term visions, weaving a tapestry of influence and impact that will only be revealed when the time is right. And then, the moment of revelation. When the chosen ones finally unveil their carefully orchestrated strategy, it is more than a revelation. It is a seismic shift, a paradigm-breaking moment that leaves the audience stunned. The triumph of the chosen is not just a twist in the tale. It is a resounding mic drop that echoes through the fabric of reality. The once proud masses, convinced of their supremacy, find themselves exposed, their confidence crumbling under the weight of their ignorance. And as the truth takes hold, you may find yourself re-evaluating everything you thought you knew, questioning every celebrated winner, every idol you once admired. But this is not a tale of gloating or superiority. It is a call to awaken, to see beyond the surface, and to embrace the extraordinary potential within. The brilliance of the chosen lies not just in their strategy, but in their quiet resolve, their ability to adapt, learn, and evolve. Their path is not without challenges. It is marked by moments of doubt, solitude, and sacrifice. Yet, they persevere, driven by an unshakable belief in their purpose and a vision that transcends the mundane. Are you ready to uncover the secrets of their success? Let us embark on a journey to unravel the layers of brilliance that have been hiding in plain sight. The question is not whether the game can be understood, but whether you are willing to see it for what it truly is. To do so, you must shed preconceived notions, embrace humility, and commit to continuous growth. The choice, dear chosen one, is yours. Will you step into your destiny or remain a spectator in someone else's game? The power to awaken lies within you, waiting to be claimed. 1. The art of playing dumb. Genius in disguise. In the intricate and unpredictable game of life, there exist individuals who have honed an extraordinary skill, the art of playing dumb. Far from being an act of naivety, this strategy is a calculated maneuver that veils their intellect while amplifying their influence. These chosen few have discovered an essential truth about human behavior. In a world fixated on flaunting intelligence, the ultimate strength lies in being underestimated. By adopting this approach, they circumvent the relentless race for recognition and validation, instead choosing the path of quiet observation and deliberate action. They allow others to revel in their perceived superiority, blissfully unaware of the keen intelligence quietly observing in the background. analyzing every detail and planning moves far ahead. What elevates this approach to a level of brilliance is its disarming nature. People naturally lower their guard around those they perceive as less capable or intelligent. In their eagerness to showcase their own abilities, they often speak excessively, unveil hidden plans, and expose their vulnerabilities. This dynamic provides the chosen ones with a unique advantage. While others dominate the conversation and compete for attention, these individuals are silently taking mental notes, identifying patterns, and preparing strategies with meticulous care. This is not about deceit or manipulation. It is about patience and clarity. By feigning ignorance, they gain the time and space needed to thoroughly assess the dynamics of any given situation, free from the scrutiny and interference that typically accompany overt displays of competence. Their brilliance lies not just in their patience, but also in their ability to remain unassuming. As the more boastful individuals in the room clamor for validation, the chosen ones operate with quiet determination and restraint. This silence is far from passive. It is a deliberate choice that amplifies their eventual actions. When they do act, their moves are precise and impactful, leaving an indelible impression on everyone present. They do not need to argue or demand respect because their results speak louder than any words ever could. In a sense, their humility becomes their greatest weapon, allowing them to outmaneuver those who underestimated them without ever needing to announce their intentions. This approach also reveals the flaws in their competition. The louder and more arrogant their rivals become, the more obvious it is who truly holds the upper hand. The chosen ones do not feel the need to defend themselves or correct misconceptions because they know that time will vindicate them. By the time others realize the truth, that the so-called fool in the room was, in fact, the most insightful person all along, it is often too late. The chosen ones have already claimed victory, having outthought and outmaneuvered everyone without ever needing to demand recognition. This is not merely intelligence. It is brilliance elevated by humility and foresight. It is a masterful demonstration of how silence and subtlety can wield more power than noise and bravado. Furthermore, the art of playing dumb teaches a profound lesson about human nature and interpersonal dynamics. In a society that often rewards loudness and outward displays of competence, this strategy challenges conventional norms. It shifts the focus from immediate gratification to long-term success, from seeking validation to achieving quiet mastery. The chosen ones understand that true power lies not in asserting dominance, but in exercising restraint and allowing the truth to emerge naturally. They have no interest in proving themselves in the moment because they trust in the enduring impact of their actions. This perspective not only sets them apart, but also ensures their success is both lasting and respected. By the time the chosen ones reveal their full potential, their adversaries are left stunned, scrambling to comprehend how they were so thoroughly outplayed. The transformation is striking. The underestimated individual emerges as a figure of quiet strength and undeniable brilliance. Their success, born from patience and humility, leaves an indelible mark on all who witness it. This is not just a strategy. It is a philosophy, a way of approaching life that values depth over appearance and substance over spectacle. It is a reminder that in a world consumed by the need to be seen and heard, the most powerful individuals are often those who choose to watch, listen, and act only when the moment is right. In the end, the art of playing dumb is more than a tactic. It is a testament to the enduring power of humility, patience, and strategic thinking. It is a skill that, when mastered, transforms the underestimated into the unstoppable. For those willing to embrace its lessons, it offers not just a path to success, but also a deeper understanding of the subtle forces that govern human interaction. And in that understanding lies the key to unlocking one's true potential. 2. The cost of knowing too much. Knowing the game all along isn't as glamorous as it sounds. For the chosen ones, it's both a blessing and a curse. They see the moves, the motivations, and the outcomes before anyone else even realizes they're in the middle of a game. While everyone else is stumbling around blindly, reacting, the chosen ones already know how it will play out. But carrying this level of awareness is isolating. Imagine watching people struggle and fight for control, convinced they're in charge, when you know the system is rigged or the battle pointless. The chosen ones see it all. People overplaying their hands, betraying their allies, or sabotaging themselves without even realizing it. And yet, they can't always intervene or explain what they see because the truth is often too uncomfortable for others to handle. It's a lonely kind of clarity. The chosen ones often find themselves holding back, biting their tongues, and pretending they don't notice the flaws in everyone else's plans. They've learned that pointing out the truth too soon only makes them a target. People don't like being told they're wrong, especially by someone who seems to be ahead without trying. The cost of knowing too much is the constant balancing act, choosing when to speak up and when to stay silent, when to act and when to let others fall into their own traps. It's not about manipulation. It's about survival in a world where ignorance is often rewarded and insight is seen as a threat. And so, the chosen ones watch. They let the game unfold, stepping in only when it's absolutely necessary. Their burden isn't just knowing the game, it's enduring the frustration of waiting for everyone else to catch up, even when it feels like they never will. 3. Outsiders yet orchestrators. The chosen ones always seem to exist on the edges, observing quietly while everyone else scrambles for the spotlight. They don't fight to fit in or chase approval, and that's exactly what sets them apart. While others are preoccupied with playing the game, the chosen ones are busy studying the board, learning every move and spotting patterns that no one else even knows to look for. From the outside, they might appear detached, even uninterested, but in reality, they're orchestrating everything. Their power lies in their ability to see what others miss. By staying on the fringes, they gain a perspective that insiders never get. They see who's bluffing, who's scrambling, and who's too blinded by their own ego to notice the bigger picture. This outsider status isn't a weakness, it's their greatest strength. They don't have to participate in the chaos because they've already calculated how it will unfold. But what's most remarkable is how they move. They don't shout commands or demand attention. They make subtle, deliberate decisions that ripple through the system. Their actions might seem insignificant at first, almost invisible, but over time, the entire structure bends to their will. They understand timing better than anyone, knowing exactly when to act and when to wait. By the time the game's major players realize what's happening, it's already too late. The chosen ones have influenced outcomes without ever being obvious about it. Their ability to remain unseen while pulling strings isn't just clever, it's transformative. They don't just play the game better. They redefine it entirely, leaving everyone else wondering how they missed what was right in front of them all along. 4. The Fool's Mirror. Reflection of insecurity. The chosen ones have a unique way of revealing the truth about people, not through words or actions, but simply by being themselves. They don't actively call out insecurities or weaknesses. They don't have to. Their calm confidence, quiet mastery, and unshakable presence act like a mirror. In their presence, fools can't help but expose themselves. This is not intentional, it's instinctive. When someone insecure comes across a chosen one, their deepest fears and doubts rise to the surface. They feel the weight of their inadequacies, even if the chosen ones say nothing at all. The more composed and self-assured the chosen are, the more frantic and desperate the fool becomes. It's as though the chosen one's existence shines a spotlight on everything the fool is trying to hide. This isn't a matter of malice or superiority. The chosen ones don't need to compete, compare, or prove their worth, and that's what drives others into a spiral. Fools are so used to performing for attention, fighting for validation, and asserting their dominance that they don't know how to handle someone who simply doesn't play those games. The panic sets in, and they overcompensate, talking too much, making unnecessary moves, or trying to one-up someone who isn't even trying to win. In the end, the fool's own insecurities are their downfall. The chosen one doesn't have to lift a finger or even engage. The fool's own actions expose them for what they are. It's ironic, almost poetic, that the very people who try so hard to appear powerful crumble in the presence of someone who doesn't even need to try. The chosen don't destroy them. The fools destroy themselves. 5. The illusion of losing. The chosen ones understand something most people don't. Losing, when done strategically, is not truly losing. Every stumble, every mistake, and every moment of perceived defeat is simply a calculated move in a much larger plan. To everyone else, it looks like failure, a misstep that knocks them down a few pegs. But in reality, they're giving up the battle to win the war. While others laugh, mock, or feel superior, the chosen ones are working in silence. They use these moments of so-called defeat to reassess, reposition, and observe. They know that success isn't always about moving forward in a straight line. Sometimes, you need to take a step back to see the bigger picture. And they're willing to endure ridicule because they understand how temporary it is. Their sacrifices are deliberate. They let go of small opportunities, temporary wins, and superficial rewards because they're focused on something much bigger. While others are busy celebrating their shallow victories, the chosen ones are setting up their next move. They don't mind being underestimated. In fact, they welcome it. It gives them the freedom to operate without scrutiny, to build quietly while everyone else is too busy looking in the wrong direction. And then, when the timing is right, they strike. The tables turn so fast it leaves everyone else stunned. Those who laugh the loudest suddenly realize they've been outplayed, and their disbelief is almost comical. The chosen ones don't just recover from their so-called losses. They turn them into stepping stones. They make success look effortless because they've planned for it all along. What's most striking is their ability to stay calm during their losing moments. While others panic, they remain steady, knowing full well that every piece of the puzzle is falling into place exactly as they intended. 6. The duality of admiration and resentment. The chosen ones exist in a paradox. On one hand, they inspire people. Others are drawn to their calm confidence, natural brilliance, and ability to navigate life with what seems like effortless precision. There's something magnetic about their presence. They exude a quiet power that makes others want to be near them, to learn from them, or to simply bask in their energy. But admiration has a shadow side, resentment. For every person who admires the chosen ones, there's another who secretly envies them. Their grace and mastery make people reflect on their own shortcomings, often leading to an uncomfortable truth. The chosen aren't trying as hard as everyone else. Their success seems to come naturally, and that stark contrast makes others question their own worth. This duality creates a complex relationship between the chosen ones and those around them. People want to celebrate them, but they also want to see them stumble. They're fascinated by their victories, but quietly hope for their failures. This mix of admiration and resentment is a constant undercurrent, one that the chosen sense, but rarely address. What makes it even more striking is that the chosen ones don't ask for this attention. They're not out to dominate or prove themselves. They're simply living authentically. Yet their mere existence challenges the people around them, forcing them to confront insecurities they'd rather ignore. This tension keeps the chosen both admired and feared. They're praised for their achievements, yet people are quick to critique or undermine them the moment they falter. It's a strange, often lonely position to hold, but the chosen accept it. They know that being truly exceptional means walking a fine line between being celebrated and being misunderstood, and they wouldn't have it any other way. 7. Unshakable in chaos. Chaos terrifies most people. It strips away comfort, exposes weaknesses, and forces hard decisions. But for the chosen ones, chaos isn't a threat, it's an opportunity. While others panic, grasping for control or stability, the chosen remain calm, steady, and unshakable. They don't fear disorder because they understand it's not the end, it's the beginning of something new. What sets the chosen apart is their ability to see chaos for what it really is, a chance to rebuild. Where others see destruction, they see potential. They know that clinging to broken systems or outdated ideas only prolongs suffering. Instead, they let things fall apart. They're not afraid to dismantle what no longer serves them or anyone else. even if it means enduring discomfort in the short term. This willingness to embrace the mess unsettles those around them. People crave certainty, even if it's built on a shaky foundation. The chosen ones reject that illusion, and their courage in the face of the unknown makes others nervous. It's not that they're reckless, they're strategic. They know that breaking something down is often the only way to make room for something better. Chaos for them is a playground. It's where their creativity and adaptability shine. They don't just survive in uncertain times, they thrive. They find solutions no one else sees, make decisions that others are too scared to make, and emerge stronger every time. What's most remarkable is their composure. While others flail in desperation, the chosen ones move with purpose. They don't waste energy fighting the inevitable. They flow with it, using the very force of chaos to propel themselves forward. In the end, they don't just weather the storm. They reshape the landscape, leaving everyone else scrambling to catch up. 8. They're misunderstood by design. The chosen ones are often cloaked in misunderstanding, and they prefer it that way. Letting others misjudge them isn't a weakness. It's a deliberate tactic. They've mastered the art of staying unreadable, knowing full well that misdirection is one of their greatest advantages. When people think they've figured out the chosen ones, they're usually looking at a carefully placed decoy, an illusion designed to distract from the real game being played. This approach serves a dual purpose. First, it protects the chosen ones from unnecessary scrutiny. The more others focus on their assumptions, the less attention is paid to what's actually happening behind the scenes. Second, it gives the chosen ones freedom. Operating in the shadows of misunderstanding allows them to move without interference, adapt their plans, and strike when no one sees it coming. What makes this even more intriguing is that the chosen ones don't waste energy correcting false narratives. They're not interested in explaining themselves or seeking approval. In fact, they understand that attempting to clear up misconceptions often backfires, drawing unnecessary attention and making them vulnerable to criticism. Instead, they remain quiet, letting people believe whatever they want. The chosen one's mystery isn't accidental. It's part of their design. It keeps people guessing, spinning theories, and miscalculating their next moves. This aura of unpredictability is their shield, their weapon, and their way of staying 10 steps ahead. By the time anyone realizes the truth, it's usually too late. The chosen ones have already outmaneuvered their doubters, achieving what they set out to accomplish. Their refusal to be fully understood isn't arrogance, it's strategy. In a world obsessed with labeling and categorizing, they've mastered the power of being a question no one can fully answer. Number 9. The long game is their game. The chosen ones operate on a completely different timeline from everyone else. While the world scrambles for quick wins and short-term success, they're thinking years, sometimes decades ahead. They understand the fleeting nature of instant gratification, knowing that what comes quickly often disappears just as fast. Instead of chasing shallow victories, they focus on building something lasting, something so deeply rooted that no storm can shake it. Patience is their greatest weapon. In a world addicted to speed, while others rush to prove themselves, they bide their time, observing, learning, and quietly laying the groundwork for something much bigger. This deliberate pace can make them appear slow or even out of touch, but it's all part of the plan. They're not interested in impressing anyone with temporary success. Their eyes are on the long game, the kind of success that doesn't just happen, it endures. This approach frustrates those around them. People can't understand why the chosen ones aren't clamoring for attention or rushing to compete. They mistake patience for passivity, not realizing the chosen ones are always moving, always building. The difference is that their moves aren't for show. Every decision is intentional, every step calculated to align with a vision far beyond what others can see. And when their efforts finally come to fruition, the results are undeniable. While everyone else is chasing their tails, the chosen ones have built empires, relationships, skills, and legacies that stand the test of time. What's most remarkable is their ability to remain calm in the face of pressure. They're not swayed by trends, fads, or the need to prove themselves. In a world that demands instant results, the chosen ones are the ultimate disruptors. Their patience doesn't just set them apart, it makes them unstoppable. Number 10, they force people to face themselves. Being around a chosen one is like being forced to look into a mirror that doesn't allow for any illusions. Their clarity, their confidence, and their unshakable sense of self create an environment where the truth can no longer be ignored. It's not about what they say or do. It's about the way they carry themselves, the way they exist so unapologetically. For anyone in their presence, it's as though every insecurity, every doubt, and every fear comes rushing to the surface, whether they want it to or not. This discomfort isn't personal, it's existential. The chosen ones don't need to criticize or expose anyone's flaws because their very presence does the work. People are forced to reckon with themselves in ways they never anticipated. They start to question their choices, their ambitions, and their worth, all because they're standing next to someone who doesn't need to prove anything. This silent confrontation creates a kind of tension that many can't handle. They may smile, nod, and play along, but inside, they're wrestling with a mirror image that doesn't lie. What's fascinating is that the chosen ones don't cause this discomfort intentionally. They aren't there to make anyone feel small or inferior. They're simply living in their truth. The discomfort that others experience isn't about the chosen ones themselves. It's about the reflection that forces everyone to confront parts of themselves they'd rather avoid. The chosen ones don't force anyone to change. They just exist in their full authenticity, and that alone shakes things up. For many, the discomfort is too much to bear. It's easier to look away, to minimize the impact of the chosen one's presence. But for those brave enough to face it, this confrontation becomes a turning point. The chosen ones don't just challenge people. They force them to become more of who they truly are, even if it's uncomfortable in the process. Number 11, success is their default state. For the chosen ones, success isn't something they strive for, it's simply who they are. It's not measured by the accolades they receive or the recognition they get from others. Instead, it's an internal standard, a personal benchmark that operates regardless of external circumstances. While the world gets caught up in chasing validation, the chosen ones are already living in a state of success because they've defined what winning looks like for themselves, and no one else's opinion can alter that. Even in moments that seem like failure to everyone else, the chosen ones are already on their next move. They know that setbacks aren't losses. They're just opportunities to refine their approach. When they appear to stumble, they're actually recalibrating, learning, and adjusting, often without anyone noticing. The external world might think they've taken a hit, but in their own minds, they've already turned that moment into a victory by the way they've handled it. This detachment from external validation is what makes them so powerful. Others are constantly chasing the next promotion, the next like, the next recognition. But the chosen ones are focused on something far more important, their own growth and progress. This focus makes them unstoppable because they're not distracted by the noise or swayed by external forces. Their success is an inherent part of who they are, not a result of what's happening around them. Because they measure success on their own terms, the chosen ones move through the world with a quiet confidence. They don't need applause to know they're on the right track, and they certainly don't need approval to keep pushing forward. Their path is clear, and nothing, no setback, no challenge, no opinion, can derail them from the journey. They've already won in their minds. Number 12, the final move. They don't need to play anymore. The real power of the chosen ones lies not in how they play the game, but in their ability to transcend it entirely. For most, success is about climbing higher, gaining more, or outsmarting the competition. But for the chosen ones, it's never been about playing for the prize. It's about recognizing that the game itself is a distraction. When they finally reveal that they've been ahead all along, the shock isn't just that they knew the rules. It's that they've already moved beyond them. While everyone else is still focused on winning or outdoing each other, the chosen ones have already realized something others haven't. The game is rigged, and it's not worth playing. They don't need the accolades, the recognition, or the trophies. The final move isn't a victory, it's an exit. They leave the board entirely, opting out of the frantic chase while others are still scrambling for position. This moment is always understated, almost anticlimactic. There's no big reveal or dramatic announcement. It's simply a quiet departure from a game that no longer holds any value. While the rest of the players are left wondering where the chosen ones went, they're already far beyond the reach of the game they once played. What makes this move so powerful is its ability to break free from the endless loop of competition and comparison that traps so many. Unlike the majority, the chosen ones do not feel compelled to prove their worth to anyone. They have risen above the need for external validation, fully aware that true success is not measured by the trophies won or the accolades received. Instead, it is defined by the wisdom to recognize when to walk away from the game entirely. In their silence, in their deliberate decision to disengage, they claim the ultimate victory. Their quiet exit speaks louder than any achievement ever could, serving as a profound declaration of their mastery over the chaotic scramble of life. The chosen ones are not bound by conventional rules. They reinvent them. While others are consumed by the race for attention, recognition, and rapid success, these individuals operate on a different plane altogether. Their worth is intrinsic, unshaken by the fleeting opinions of the world. Their calmness amidst chaos, their ability to transform setbacks into strategic opportunities, and their unique way of forcing others to confront their own insecurities make them figures of both admiration and quiet fear. These qualities set them apart as visionaries, not competitors. Unlike the rest, they do not see failure as an end, but as a stepping stone, a moment to recalibrate and refine their path. Their resilience allows them to turn challenges into catalysts for growth, creating a ripple effect of innovation and transformation wherever they go. Rather than vying for dominance, the chosen ones innovate. They are creators, not contenders. For them, the game is not about the prize, it is about transcending the game itself. By the time the rest of the world begins to understand the rules, the chosen ones have already moved forward, leaving behind a transformed landscape that no one could have anticipated. They are architects of their own reality, unshackled by the limitations of the systems they navigate. Their mystique becomes their greatest advantage, their patience a sharp weapon, and their ability to act in silence renders them unstoppable forces. This silence, far from being a retreat, is a strategy, a calculated pause that amplifies their eventual moves, creating an impact that is both profound and enduring. What truly distinguishes these individuals is their profound understanding that real power does not lie in winning the game, but in knowing when to leave it all together. While the masses are consumed by the relentless pursuit of success, the chosen ones have already built a realm of their own, a sanctuary untouched by the noise and chaos of the crowd. In their quiet mastery, they embody a victory so profound it requires no acknowledgement. They understand that success is not a destination, but a state of being, one that is achieved through self-awareness, discipline, and the courage to defy expectations. Their journey is not defined by the applause they receive, but by the legacy they leave behind, a legacy built on the foundation of authenticity and purpose. If this perspective resonates with you, take a moment to reflect on its depth and significance. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and do not hesitate to engage in this transformative dialogue. Hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss insights like these as we continue this journey together. Share this message with those who need a reminder of what it truly means to rise above. Change begins not just with action, but with the way we perceive the world and our place within it. Remember, the world transforms when individuals dare to see beyond the surface, embracing the power of creation, innovation, and self-mastery. Let us be the change we wish to see, one step, one thought, one moment at a time.